Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of L2P with Redonkulous Gaming. We're talking, of course, Pokken Tournament DX for the Nintendo Switch. You've got Redonk, and before we jump in today's character, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alright, today we are talking about the fighter Braixen in Pokken Tournament DX. Braixen is different than a lot of the other characters that we've covered because there's a lot of hybrid elements to the game style and then an element of buffing to go along with it. But before we get too far into it, let's jump into a quick little breakdown of Braixen. Braixen has a health pool of 540 hit points, which is the lowest that we've covered to date. So of the 9 fighters that we've covered, this one has the smallest hit point or health point pool. The type of fighter is standard type. You can throw everything you know about the Pokemon series and the elemental strengths versus the weaknesses completely out the window. That has nothing to do with it. They assign fighting types only, not necessarily elemental types. So the fighting style and type is standard. And the overall playstyle, as I mentioned, is a mid-range specialist with a dependency on buffs. The overall speed of Braixen is average to actually pretty good, especially when you take a look at the field phase. And the cheer that we recommend is the standard cheer, as always, until you're comfortable enough to use the synergy-focused cheer down the road. Now, Braixen is a complete fighter, and she can control when to enter duel phase by utilizing her lateral movement and ranged Y skills within the field phase. So if you're kind of tapping left or right laterally, she will shoot fire and then cap that off with an orb that if it lands and it isn't blocked, it'll hit for a critical strike and then force you into duel phase. Braixen is unique in that if you give her time to charge Sunny Day just by holding down that A button, her attacks are improved significantly. So it's a little self-buff that she gets. So managing when and how to use Sunny Day is ultimately what is going to determine your success when utilizing Braixen as your fighter. Now, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that when you push duel phase and you're channeling Sunny Day, that the next attack that you launch should be one that takes advantage of the Sunny Day buff. So you're going to want a couple getting into duel phase, charging Sunny Day, and then unleashing combos. There are other options and other alternatives, such as her special moves that you can take advantage of while charging up Sunny Day. So try to charge Sunny Day anytime you get an opening. One of these special attacks is forward A. What that does is that can create a fire spin, and the longer you hold forward in A, the longer the fire spin will actually stay in place once you actually cast it. So charge that up so that you can improve the duration of the spin, and therefore the likelihood that your opponent is going to be affected by it. If you press up in A, that can be used to nullify any air attacks by casting Flamethrower in an upwards direction, and then back in A is going to cast a Fire Blast, which you can also go ahead and charge up. Now, Braixen does have a very good grab attack, but just like all fighters, keep in mind that when you hit BY to execute your grab attack, you can always be easily countered, so just use that with caution, and ultimately take advantage of putting a little bit of distance between you and your opponent. Now, we had mentioned that you need to leverage your mid-range attacks to set up your combos, and what's great about Braixen is that her combos are actually incredibly easy to use, and actually you can get creative with her combos just by chaining YYY and then fill in the blank. Really anything after that will essentially turn into a combo. YYY is really the precursor to most of her combos. So after you charge Sunny Day by holding A, go ahead and press YYY and then any other button combination that you can really think of, and that'll unleash a sequence that will finish off the combo. If you press Y for a 4th time, well then congratulations, you've just executed her easiest combo. So not overly complicated. Now, just to try something a little bit different and just kind of give you an idea of what the flare looks like after your original YYY, try pressing YYY and then up plus X and X. And what that's going to allow you to do is unleash a chain attack and then ultimately pop your opponent up in the air and then regroup so that you can go ahead and either unleash a special attack like Fire Spin or Flamethrower or fill in the blank or follow it up with another combo. So overall, comboing is made easy with Braixen and something that you can take advantage of by really controlling when you go into duel phase and what your follow-up attacks are after the initial YYY. Now, as far as synergy phase, we always break down our fighters with the strength of their synergy, the coolness factor, and what the overall finishing move entails. So the strength of the synergy phase is just like everything else in Braixen's repertoire. It's 100% contingent on you holding down A and charging up Sunny Day so that the following and the successful attacks after you charge Sunny Day are just that much more potent. So that does not change with the strength of the synergy phase. What does change is that you get a little bit quicker. Of course, you get additional defense to go along with it, as for really every other synergy phase with any other fighter. But it is also much easier to execute combos with your increased potency when you are in synergy phase. In terms of really how cool this is to you, we don't really look at Braixen as really a cool Pokemon, or a cool fighter. It really comes down to probably just cuteness as the best word to describe her. And if you like Braixen because she's cute, congratulations. We just don't view her as overly cool. However, her finisher is pretty darn neat, and her finisher is her ultimate move, which you execute by holding L and R together after you've already hit L and R to go into synergy phase. It's not very strong unless, of course, you charge Sunny Day. You probably saw that coming. So make sure you charge up Sunny Day before you unleash L and R. And if you want to be an overachiever, you can go ahead and charge up Sunny Day, unleash a couple easy combos, and then cap it off with L and R and go right into your ultimate move or your finisher. All in all, if you don't hold down Sunny Day, you will do a finishing attack that does less than 200 hit point damage, which really is not very strong on the overall spectrum of fighters that you have available to you. So keep that in mind. So you're really going to want to charge up Sunny Day and make the most of either a combo prior or just going right into your finishing or ultimate attack. Now, in terms of support Pokemon, we do recommend the combination of Emolga and Fennekin. Emolga is going to help give you another range mechanic that really will allow you to utilize your burst and close in on an enemy either from far away or as a nice little follow-up to your ultimate move. And then Fennekin's going to swoop into battle and perform a dome type of shape in melee range that can hit more than once and allow Braixen to perform a second move or a follow-up combo or a special attack or just get creative. So that is the overview of Braixen. She's a very unique fighter, very buff dependent, but also very good in the field phase, especially when it comes to controlling the duel versus the field phase. Utilize her ranged Y attacks. You'll see it a lot in the gameplay video, and then make sure you're taking advantage of your openings to execute simplistic combos, and then either following up with special attacks or just a chain of attacks that you feel comfortable with. So that's going to wrap up today's episode. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go ahead and visit us on our website, www.redonkulousgaming.com, for a written guide so that you can reference while you're playing. And then make sure you follow our Twitter handle as well. We are at Redonk Gaming. Until next time, guys.